Sometimes it's very hard, and I know we encourage, and even, at times when we preach and tell people, you should not question God why, but I asked him why. Because it is not fasting, we had fasted. If it's prayer, we had prayed. If it's, sharing and fellowship and everything,
You've done all that.
We've done all that. Raising sometimes children, it can be very hard. And that's why we need to appreciate our women. Don't take your wife for granted. There are people sometimes you'll find, they take them for granted. Today I will stand here and tell every man that treasure your wife, because you will only know her worth when she's away or she's not there. But when she's there, sometimes we take advantage, we tend not to take care of them the way they're supposed to.
You degrade her.
You do, all manner of things.
Hello and a warm welcome to Tuko Talks. My name is Lynn Gugi. Now, my guest today lost his wife while she was giving birth to their beautiful baby boy, Malik. He describes his story as painful, but he also says he is here to give hope to a lot of spouses who have lost their loved ones. And so without further ado, please allow me to let him introduce himself. Hello, hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Very well.
Welcome to Tuko Talks.
Thank you.
Please introduce yourself.
Thank you, Lynn.
Yes.
My name is Kelvin Songwa. I'm a father of 3. I have a boy aged 17 years.
Yes.
I have a girl at 5 years old, and I have a young man 7 months old now.
Yeah.
I'm here to share the story. My experience has been a bit challenging because obviously the fact that you can lose a wife that you've stayed with for some time, it's not easy. But first and foremost, I'll just want to appreciate and thank God because he's been enabled me to come all the way.
Amen.
Now, as a father, I work with an insurance company. My business is basically selling insurance. So we basically get to meet clients.
Okay.
And these clients, we give them what we call financial planning. And that's what I've been doing, over these years. Besides what we're sharing as a family.
Yeah.
My wife also used to be in pharmaceutical.
Okay.
So one of the things I appreciate is the fact that we're able to work together through the time that we used to stay together.
Okay.
Pulling income together, pulling everything together.
Lovely.
And God blessed us with these children.
Yeah.
Been in marriage for about 9 years now. One of the things I want to state clearly, I'm born again.
Yeah.
And I thank God because the fact that God can actually give you salvation, it's not an easy thing because, many young people have been lost in this world and many things have taken them captive. But I thank God because of the gift of salvation.
Amen.
Now, I met my wife in church. The way people come to church and you as youths, and I loved serving in church a lot. So we will meet, in those forums, in the youth forums.
Yeah.
And to thank God, they just come. There were 3 girls who had just come to church.
Yeah.
It was a wedding day. And when they came to church, I look at them and, everyone was busy lining up. That time that, weddings as, before, people will come line up.
They were wonderful.
They were wonderful times. And when I look at them, they were a bit bothered with the queue. So I asked them, why don't you join the queue? And they were like, no, that queue is very long. So I was actually serving sodas.
Yes.
So I told them, why don't I serve soda so that by the time you get to the queue, it will have moved a bit.
Okay.
So it was interesting. They agreed, and I served them the sodas.
Yeah.
And of course, I got interested just to know who they were. But just on a bit focus, I look at the 3 of them, and one of them was calm, collected. She was, she didn't talk so much.
Oh yeah.
So I thought in just a minute, I felt like I need to talk to her more than the other 2.
Okay.
And because I was a youth leader by then, so later on, what I did is I invited them to church the next Sunday. They came, but apparently after church, the way you look for people, and after church you're gathering the youths together.
Yeah.
I couldn't see her.
They were gone.
They had gone. So I asked my friends, have you seen there's a lady who was here? And they were asking me, which kind of lady? Because I think there's so many ladies here.
Of course.
Yes. So the way Jesus was saying that there's someone who has touched me. And you see, the followers of Jesus were saying, you know, so many people are here.
Yeah.
And who exactly touched you? But anyway, fast forward, we met, we became friends.
Yeah.
And we shared. She had a very long past, a challenging past of heartbreak and all that. I had just been from a relationship.
Okay.
And the beauty about it is we were able to help each other in that walk.
Yeah.
In fact, when I met her later on as became friends, the thoughts I had and the feelings I had, they were suppressed for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So we kept talking and just helping each other. We pray. She got interested to join the church choir. So she joined the church choir and we kept meeting in the church. And I mean, praying for each other. You know, the way we meet, at that times
Yes.
struggles are
Yeah.
so many. So we meet in town, you know, in those cheap joints. And at some point, I didn't even have enough money.
Yeah.
So
Did you guys go to Sanford?
thank you. That was the place.
For real, for real?
Yes. We went to Sanford.
It's always going to be Sanford.
I think Sanford has a good reputation of relationships anyway. Now, when we talked, I didn't have enough money. So whatever money I had was, transport was everything.
Yes.
So I told her I'm going to treat her for that day. And apparently we used to stay not very far from each other, actually in the same hood, Umoja.
Okay.
And so when we met there, we talked, we engaged, and I bought the fries. But you know, that is all the money I had. So I was not very keen about the bill. So when the bill came, I paid almost everything. And I didn't have transport. So you know, mwanaume ni kujikaza.
Kabisa.
So we went home, boarding the same matatu. Apparently, the beauty about it is that she sat quite, close to the door, and I got a seat, you know, at the back.
Yes.
So when this guy was coming to collect the fare,
she
actually paid. And I told God, thank you, because I just was almost waiting for an embarrassment that day. But anyway, things worked very well.
Yeah.
She was one person who I got as a friend, because over time we kept talking and engaging, and it was just flowing.
Yes.
In fact, one day when I took her out and told her about my intentions, she said, let me think about it. But you know, the kind of friendship we had built was very firm.
Okay.
To the point where now we knew each other. We could talk over time. There's time I told her to come home and meet my parents, and everyone was very happy just to meet her. You know, she was just lovable.
Oh, okay.
So we met and agreed, and that time I told her, please think about it. When she went home to think about it, the next day she called me, and I told her, have you thought about it? And she told me, I think I'll give it a try. And of course, you know, ladies are hard to get, so
Yes.
they play hard to get.
Yes.
And I had all the time. And let me just say this, the beauty about all these events is that everything was in prayer, because I loved praying about everything. And I think that is one thing people need to appreciate. If you pray for your relationship, there's a way God just makes everything work for you. And so God was actually leading me, because many of the times that people lead themselves, but God was leading me in every step.
Okay.
And so through the connection that we had, you know, we were talking the same things, we had almost the same vision. You know, the things she liked, the things I really liked. And so that walk was actually pleasant to me. And I felt like this is exactly the person I'm going to spend the rest of my life with.
Okay.
Yes. And so we met, talked, engaged, and later on, you know, and I was telling my parents about my intentions.
Yes.
They were a bit surprised, because I was not opening up to them because of the journey that I was walking. But later on, just before we got married, they knew about it. We went home. She was welcomed home.
Yeah.
And she was a darling of many people.
Okay.
She had very good friends, friends who could come home and, you know, talk to us and,
Yes.
and we engage each other. We had spiritual fathers who would walk with us. And because we were in church, many people were interested, because I was a leader in church, and now she was joined choir. So everyone was, happy about our progress. So we actually did our wedding. That is in 2014.
Okay.
And that was a very great day. I will just remember that day that, she was walking down the aisle. Her friends were so happy. Shocking enough was we had such a very big number of people attending the wedding. We had budgeted for about 500 people, but we got 700 people attending.
Where?
Yes, 700. And you know, Islas, we can actually have so many numbers coming. I mean, we even restricted the people, but you know, because of the friends we had, people joined us because it was a great day. She was talking to her friends. You know, one of the things that I remember, in her diary, she wrote that the kind of person she wants this God-fearing person, she wants to do a wedding, you know, those things we write down. And I'm reminded about visions, that we write down our visions. Write down your vision, it comes to pass.
Yes.
So it came to pass. And all our friends were just, you know, they were crying, but it was tears of joy. Because I was wondering, why is everyone crying? And it means it's a great day. But I came to realize it was tears of joy. So it went well. You know, after that, you know, we kept working together.
Yeah.
Very good friends. Communication was very paramount. I'm one person who, when something goes wrong, I would like to be corrected immediately. So she understood that. And you know, that time I wasn't a very good timekeeper. And she helped me keep time, because she was asking me, before even we got married, asking me, you know, the person you will marry, you will have a challenge with time. Utakuwa na shida na time sana. Not knowing that she's actually the person who's going to take care of that.
Yes.
But you know, everything came to work that time. And so we could juggle between family, work, ministry. We became fond of church, fellowships. We would hold fellowships in our house many times. She became a very good singer. She would lead the songs in church, lead the songs in fellowship. Friends will actually, you know, come to join us. She'll invite friends. And you know, through her, many people have given their life to Christ.
Okay.
Guys will come and say, you know, she got an influence from her. I would be able to know what I'm going through. She was an encourager. So fellowships were almost ongoing. I remember last year during COVID, now we could not attend churches. So we had to meet in my house. So in our house, we will have a fellowship on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And again, Sunday service. One of the days that was very interesting, the day we pulled everyone from the apartment and they came with their seats. And, you know, we did a Sunday service, you know, at home. And it was very interesting, because for the first time, people came together, met, you know, in the city. Not many people come and...
Hata ujui nani anaishi chini yako.
Even the next door neighbor don't know who this person is. But that day, it was God, because everyone came. We had a fellowship. We had a good time. You know, people were blessed, and we could have testimonies later on come. But through this journey, she became very, 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 you know, aggressive in the things of God. 2020 was one of the years that we really did ministry like never before. Because I remember that's a time she would fast and pray. She would, you know, invite the ladies, because they had what we call Vasha's women meetings. She will invite them. They will come and, you know, pray together, engage together, share memories together. It was not just a fellowship where people just come and pray, but they will still also come and share the stories, help each other, either
stories
financially.
Of hope and
stories
resilience.
Of hope. Yes, and encouragement. And so these were very great women working together. And you know, through our help with the spiritual fathers, they will help us to understand what marriage was all about. And so we will couple, you know, couples in terms of working with them through their marriage journey. I think by the time last year, we had coupled about 8 of them. And successfully in their marriage right now. We are happy because I see them grow, and I'm very happy. So the journey was very interesting. You know, no issues and no drama. And I know currently you find people have dramas and issues in marriages. Somehow is when you don't allow God to walk with you, God lessens the burden for you. I want to quote the book of Matthew 11:28, and the Bible says, "Come unto me, those who labor and are heavy laden, and I'm going to give you rest." So God gave us rest from many issues that, you know, were troubling us. You know, we'll have differences, yes, just like any other marriage.
Any other couple,
yes. But, you know, we'll solve them amicably. Because one of the things we believed in, if you hold your hands together as a couple and pray, there is the connection that God, you know, brings between you, because you become one. you're not two people anymore. You become one, and that's why it makes you very easy to communicate, to help each other, to know to walk through that journey together, share memories together. You know, bad times. If I've had a bad day, the first person I'll call is my wife.
Yes.
Because she understands me better than any other person. So she will, you know, tell me it's okay. So we have lunch together, and so on and so forth. So she will really come into place where you find weakness, and that's why the Bible tells us that you know, this is a helper. When God gives you this, you know, a wife is a helper. So he helps you in many things.
Yes.
He becomes your companion.
Okay.
So I treasure those moments a lot, and she walked a journey which was really a blessing to me and to the family. Our children were, you know, grew up understanding that mom and dad love each other. You know, in the middle, sometimes you find there are confrontations in families. We've never even fought or talked against each other because we understood what was very important. We were becoming role models to these children. So fast forward, in just towards the end of last year.
Yeah, that's the end of 2020.
2020. We had so many plans. One of the things that the plans we had from the vision we got when we were praying, God had spoken to us about, you know, starting up our church, and we had been just received blessings from our spiritual parents to do that. And so this is something she was pushing me to and encouraging me. Sometimes, you know, getting into ministry is not easy.
It's not.
Yes. I'm a minister of the gospel, and you know, I've been mentored in church, and I got a call to in pastoral ministry. And this call, it was not easy because sometimes you just feel like you want to do your career, because my career was, you know, straight up. I wanted to do marketing. And so I went to school, I did my marketing courses, you know, and it was very aligned. But it's when when God's call comes, it aligns in a different way. And that becomes your purpose and your destiny in life. And one of the things I thank God for is giving me a wife who was actually ready to walk with me that journey. And she will support me in ministry. We go with her, you know, in places of worship. You know, we travel with her in evangelism. We travel with her in administration. So she'll really come in handy. She will not tell me where are you coming from, because she knows, she'll understand. And she understands what is, correct, and the nature of our ministry. So she came in and just, you know, complemented my journey. So towards the end of 2020, what happened is, you know, she was expecting. And through even the beginning of the year, this is a blessing we had prayed for, and you know, the way there's excitement about the baby coming. You were ready for a child. I was ready for a child. And you know what? Prayer works. Why am I saying so? When we prayed, we told God we want a baby boy. And you know, we told our friends that we'll expect a baby boy because we just had a girl. It's 5 years now, we're expecting a boy. Yes. And the desires of our heart were answered. You know, we kept talking and praying with my wife and saying, we have to get that boy, he has to come. And we even went further to give the boy a name even before he could come. So we named this boy Samuel. So every time we'll come and talk to Samuel, you know. In the tummy? Even tummy, yes. Tell him, baby Samuel, God loves you. We are waiting for you, and we can't, you know, wait to come and just hold you and you know, appreciate God for this blessing. So God answered the desire of our heart. We didn't even do scanning. In fact, towards the very end, when the doctor was asking, did you guys do scanning? I said no, but we know what we expect, because she will go to clinics and all that. But of course, now expected with the hospital, you have to do scanning later on. Yes. So we did it, and exactly confirmed he was a baby boy. So the journey was interesting because, you know, those problems that come with pregnancy, she didn't experience any. There was no issues of, you know, even maybe challenges of staying at home or not going to work. She went to work till the very end. Really? Yes. But hakuwa anasema leo sitaki samaki, nataka kichwa ya ng'ombe. Imagine, no, the only thing I should crave for, because she's a lover, she was a lover of liver. Okay. So sometimes we'll go to these guys who roast liver, and I was like, hey, okay, do we have to do this? It's like, yes, please. Now, you know, when it comes to matters of love, you conform. Yes. So I had to conform anyway. But there were no complications. The journey was okay, and it was interesting. Okay. So that last moment, last year, that was just a month before delivery, we started now preparing ourselves. She bought clothes, you know, she bought items for the baby. So I told her, let's go shopping together, but she will want to do it herself. And this was unlike her, because we used to do shopping together. But what this last moment, first of all, she was very zealous about the things of God. She was praying the last minute. When you're having prayer and fasting, she's still coming in to pray and fast. And sometimes I'll tell her, why don't you, take a break because of your situation? But she said, no, I still have to do this because the kind of blessing God has given unto me, I can't even stay 1 minute without
telling him thank you.
So it was such a very, a time that we'll not expect her to be doing those kind of things. She'll still come with us. And she came even to church. The last Sunday, she came to church. And she even gave encouragement, she encouraged women and the church. And I would see different things now later on coming just to understand what exactly she was doing. There was a journey of preparation. She was preparing for, exit.
Departure.
Yes. Because that's a time really we had so much unity in the family. We had so much love. We'll go out together with the family. We will, encourage our children. Sometimes she'll tell me, you go and rest. I just want to have some time in prayer. And even remember the last morning, she told me, I just want to have some time in prayer. And I was like, can we do it together? Because this is how we do it. And she's like, no, I want to do it myself. I just want to have some time. So I expected that time and she will pray. Now, coming to around October, just before September, she will continue just gathering herself and in readiness for delivery. And so we'll call the doctors, we'll go to the clinic together, we'll just get advice. And everything was okay. The baby was fantastic.
And
everything.
In perfect shape?
Perfect shape.
Okay. There
was no issues at all. Now, I remember the morning of 21st of September, 2020. This is the day that we woke up very early because we had woken up for prayer at around 3 a.m. So when we woke up at 3, we prayed normally. I went back to sleep, but I realized she was not asleep. So I woke up again. I asked her, why are you not asleep? It's like, no, I just want to again have some time in prayer. She loved praying a lot. She had become, this family intercessor. She'll even pray for us when we are going for family, gatherings. Every time. And we had this culture in the house that every time we come in and before we come in and go, we'll pray. And so our daughter even was used to prayer before you go to bed. Yeah. So she came. I mean, she went to the sitting room and she was just seated there and just praying and reading the word. So later on, around 6, I had a meeting, online meeting. So I told her I need to get in the meeting, then we can talk later on. She told me, I'm feeling some, some pain, back pains, and so on. So I asked her, is that something we need to go to the hospital or check? And she told me, no, I think there are contractions. I'm feeling some, just those labor pains, but from afar. I told her, it's okay, let me finish the meeting, then we can see what to do. Because before we had faced those false labor, where those pains come, go and disappear. And sometimes last time we went to the hospital and came back, realized that there were false labor, so we had to go back home. So I told her, let's take time so that it's not false labor. And she's like, okay, that's fine. After my meeting, around 8:30, 9 thereabout, she began again having the contractions, but this time round, they were a bit severe. So I asked her, is it something we need to go to hospital now? She told me, no, let's wait a bit. Then around 10, she told me, I think now we can
need to go.
Yeah. She told me I will want to call the Uber because the car had a bit of default. And today, even as we go to the hospital, I'll miss Skylar. Skylar is our young girl, the 5-year-old. I'll miss her so much because I wanted to spend time with her. This time she was actually on leave. I want to spend time with her because I am on leave, and sometimes, she's in school. I always don't have enough time with her. So today I really wanted to spend time with her, but I would really miss her. Now she says that, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. So for me, it's normal. Even as you go, sometimes, Mom, I'll miss you and talk to the children. So we leave and we go. Then when we are just going down the stairs, she tells me, I hope no one, first of all, she told me, I hope the children have not seen us leave. So Esther, what do you mean? I didn't understand what she was saying. So I told her, no, they have not. Then he told me, tell the older boy, don't tell the older boy that we are going to hospital. So I told her, but they need to know where we are going. So she told, just don't tell them we are going. Okay, so we left the house, told them, yes, we're going and we'll come back.
Yeah.
So we left the nanny with the children. So we went. Then we were just down, the stairs, and then she tells me again, I hope no one has seen us, the neighbors. Then I ask again, what do you mean the neighbors have not seen us? Okay, I tell her, anyway, no one has seen us. We're just leaving. So we call the Uber and we leave. And when we on the road, there was one of our friends who was calling her just to know how she's going, because she had just sent a message to her friend that she was waking up and feeling, the way you can share with friends about your feeling and how you are doing, because most of them were expecting that period, that of course the good news will come. So we go, and now we are on the way going, and she never tells her friends that she's going to hospital. Tells her, Mom, I'm feeling a bit unwell, but I'll be okay. Okay, so we proceed, we go to the hospital. We go to the hospital. Just before we get to the hospital, she tells me I'm the one paying for the Uber. I ask her why. She said, today I just want to pay. It's okay, so I allowed her to pay. We go to the hospital doing the registration. Again, the consultation amount, again, she says, I want to pay. Tell her, hey, today is why are you allowing yourself just to do everything? Why can't I come in? She says, no, today I'll take care of that. So we finish. She had a small sling bag, which she had just, she was carrying. So we finish, we are done the registration, and the doctor says, looking at her, the cervix has already opened. So she's at 3 centimeters, so we can't allow her to go back home. We'll admit her. Say, okay, fine. You're the doctor, and we're okay with that. So we leave the doctor's room, and we admitted. Again, so I tell her, let me help you carry the bag.
Yes.
And she says, no, I'm still okay with my bag. Now, okay, fine. And even the registration, doing the registration, she took the file and she was filling everything. Now, I was just wondering why she's doing everything. And she was insisting. She was very firm on what she's saying. Sometimes she say this and then, she loosens up and I could do it. But this time around, she was very firm on everything she was saying. She will, before you know it, she's taken the documents and she's filling the documents. I allowed her to do that. So we went. Now we were going to second floor. So I told her, let's use the lift. He says, no, we'll just walk to the wards. We get to the wards, we are admitted quickly, we are taken care of. The doctors come, they check the pressure, they check, all those items they look at. And she's even given the bed and everything. So upon admission, she tells me, pray for me a lot. So tell me, we'll pray. And because we've been praying, even here we have to pray, because today we have to get the good news. In fact, what we said, in a matter of about 3 or 4 hours,
we'll have our baby. And we'll be going back home. And she said, amen to that. So the doctor came later on around 3. When the doctors came and checked her, she was at 7 centimeters. And she was just almost ready for delivery. And this was expected to be a normal delivery, because that's what has happened before. Yeah.
So I'm just there, talking to her and just encouraging her, push on and all that. So doctor comes, checks, and again says, we are almost there, and, bursts the water. When the water comes out, she feels a lot of pain. He tells me this pain, the pain is increasing, and it's abnormal pain, because even for the other babies, it has not been like this before. This pain is too much. I tell her, no, don't worry, because I knew obviously it was bound to happen. So it's okay, just relax. Things will be fine. So in the midst of that and talking with her, the doctor comes and says, because she's having a lot of pain, let now, we try and make her feel comfortable. So she will now sit facing upwards. So she was uncomfortable because, again, you know, changing positions was very hard in her situation. So the doctor just went to her room and went to his room and told me, please help her out. So I held her hands and just want to make her sit upright. But in the midst of just turning her, she just convulsed. So I was shocked. I didn't know what was happening, because upon convulsion, she just went into coma, and there was nothing happening. So I just rang the bells, and the doctors came in, you know, very fast and started attending to her. When they were attending to her, one of the things that I was confident about is, you know, we had prayed and God was in this journey with us. So at first I wasn't really shaken by the issue. So when doctors came, I just started praying. And you know, in these wards, and now there were so many women there, you know, the next ward had so many, there was women there who were just almost ready for delivery as well. So at this point, I didn't even care that we had other people. I just had to stand in the gap in prayer. I prayed and prayed and prayed and prayed. And this time, doctors are just running up and down. The theater guys have been called. Everyone is running up and down. And everything came to a standstill. So, you know, it was emergency. They're trying up and down. So I come there. I try and peep, because now they closed everything there. I could not get in.
Yeah.
But I kept on doing it. I kept on praying. And she had told me, don't tell anyone we are here, because it was meant to be a surprise to the family and friends. And I respected the fact that she told me that. But when I saw things were a bit thick, my phone was inside there.
Calls.
Yes, I'm making calls. So I called my mom and called a few of my friends and a few pastors, and began praying. Told her, just pray. My wife is in emergency.
Yes.
It's a bit serious. So they began praying. Calls were now coming in. So about 2 hours or 1.5 hours later, the doctor called me and told me, now she's very unstable, because she went into coma. And we have managed to rescue the baby, and the baby has been taken to the baby's ICU, but we have to take her to ICU because she is not stable. Her pressure has gone down, and she's not stable at all. She's very unwell. So I said, it's okay. I accompanied her to the ICU, still speaking and telling her, you know what, darling, I used to call her princess. You know what, princess? You will come out of this bed. You are a strong woman. You are a virtuous woman. You have what it takes. You can't be here, okay? So I kept talking to her, and I know she will fight, you know, the way she will gasp for air. So we went to ICU, still praying, confident enough that she'll get out of that bed. Now, when we go to ICU, I had prayed for, I think, about an hour. I was a bit tired. Now my brother is on his way coming, and a few other friends. Now information is gone round. So in ICU, I think we were there about 5, headed to 6. And so I asked that ICU gentleman and asked him, how are things? And tells me the pressure is stabilizing. We can even feel the pulse rate, and even a heartbeat from afar, but she's still unwell. So I asked him, what do we do? He tells me he lost a lot of blood, you know, during the CS, because they did a CS. So we might need to do blood transfusion. I tell him, can we organize people to come and do this? And he tells me, not today. You have been here the whole day. You are very tired. I think you need to go home and rest. And tomorrow we can discuss about this. I tell him, no. I came with my wife.
I'm
and
living
I have to
with
go
my
back
wife.
with her. And the baby as well. Now this time the baby has been in the ICU all that while. I'm not even going to see the baby, but I'm just with her. I'm just, you know, encouraging her. This time, the last time, you know, she told me, just pray. And that's exactly what I was doing until I see her back in strength and all that. But My brother comes quickly, and now he's trying to help out, engaging the doctors. But now I'm outside there, then a nurse comes and tells me, have you seen the baby? I told him, no, I haven't seen the baby. So we go to the baby's unit, I see the baby.
How was that like?
Well, when I went to see the baby, there's just some strength I got, and I was very confident enough that the baby will survive. There's just that feeling that I had. And when I saw the baby, he was actually still, he was not breathing, there was congestion in the chest, nothing actually was happening. And even the doctors, they will not tell me exactly what it was, but later on I came to learn that he was actually not breathing at all. He was incubated, and all the processes were happening. But I just wanted to pray for him and told him, baby, please fight and come out of this bed. And I prayed, then later on, this is around 7:30. My brother comes and tells me, the doctors have come back in the ward, in the ICU, and they want to see you. So I asked him, what is the issue, because they told me that she's stabilizing. But no, they just want to come, come and talk to them. Yes. So I go up there, but reluctantly. Now, all this time, the way I've been praying and the strength that I had, the time I was going up, I was very weak. From nowhere, I just felt general weakness. I felt loss of hope at some point. The kind of zeal I had in prayer now, it's just gone down. And now I'm just wondering what exactly is happening. So I get to the ICU door, and all of a sudden I don't want to get inside. I just feel there's heaviness in my heart to get in. So the doctor comes in and tells me quickly that at some point when we went down, she convulsed again. And then we've been doing resuscitation. So when we just started resuscitation, because we've done about 15 cycles, and she was not responding. So I asked him, so what's going to happen? He tells me, we are still trying our best and see how it's going to be. But when I saw the doctor, he looked like he was worried. I saw fear in him, and I felt something was not right. So I quickly, my brother comes and joins me, because I could feel it. I could feel it. And when I asked my brother, tell me exactly what is happening. And my brother told me, it is unfortunate, we have lost her. This hit me hard. It was one of those things that, in life I've never experienced. Departure of a loved one, someone you stayed with for, all those years.
Your best friend.
She was my best friend. We'll share all the jokes and everything. And I just ask her why. Why now? Good news turning to sad news. I lost it completely. I couldn't think. It was hard. It was devastating. And I kept asking her, why? Because we came talking, we came laughing, we came, with a lot of expectation. We came knowing that we are going back with good news. Now I'm just wondering and asking her, on this bed, you told me not to tell the kids we are leaving. Then now you have left. What am I going to tell these children? It was very, very tough at that time. I didn't want to listen to anything, because this was one of the best of friends, and the kind of things that we had planned, and now we are you know, at the point where we want to go and execute the things we had put together, all the plans and everything and all that. And I'm just wondering, God, why? You know, those things you ask God why.
You were questioning God.
I'm asking God why. You know, and sometimes it's very hard. And I know we encourage, and even, you know, at times when we preach and tell people, you know, you should not question God why. But I asked him why. Because it is not fasting, we had fasted. If it's prayer, we had prayed. If it's, you know, sharing and fellowship and everything,
You've done all that.
We've done all that. And look at the kind of, you know, ministration she had carried all through. Then I'm just wondering, at
Why
this time,
her?
you know, all of a sudden, it's end of the road. So carrying myself from that point was not easy. I remember even leaving the hospital was very hard. I just wanted to be there and kept asking her questions. I'm not getting any answers. Had to leave. But later on, God's grace carried us. God encouraged me so much. I will feel the encouragement day by day. It's very hard to lose a loved one. You know, I've been with people who have lost their loved ones, and sometimes you don't feel their shoe or how it pinches them until it happens to you. Death is very painful. It hit me so hard. I will feel pain, but I don't know where this pain is coming from. But I'm feeling a lot of pain. I feel like I've been wounded so much and hurt, but I can't see where exactly this, you know, wound is coming from. I can't tell the kind of feeling I have, but it was just bad. It was terrible. It was devastating. It was shocking. You know, everything just came at once.
Yes.
And I could no longer pray anymore. But I came to understand one thing. You know, the Bible tells us about, you know, we need to, God has given us long life, and God has given us, assured us of, you know, many years in this world. And it says, even past 70 shall we live. But God can actually cause something to happen in very few years, but to leave a mark. She left a very big mark in my life, to aligning me. And people will say women are weak, but I think that was a very strong woman. She helped me achieve many things. And here she just led me to achieve, you know, my destiny and my purpose, to start now walk in ministry. But everything now comes to a standstill.
Yes.
I'm just like, I'm wondering and asking God, how am I going to make, you know, and go through this journey alone? I didn't even mind about the baby because now the baby was still being taken care of. So we start arrangements about burial.
Yes.
You know, trying now to engage everyone. You know, now people are coming together. News is spreading very fast. I couldn't pick my calls because people were asking me what exactly happened. You see, now people have seen her 2-3 days ago. People have been talking to her. Colleagues have been talking to her.
Yes.
And they're just asking me what exactly happened. And I can't explain equally because I was with her and she was okay. I'm just wondering what happened, at this point. But because God is faithful, we managed to go through it.
Yes.
I had to come and tell the children later on about what happened, that mommy is not there.
Yeah.
The older boy could not, you know, confirm, take it. He was really affected until he even had to go with him to the morgue to confirm that mom is no longer there.
Yes.
The young girl kept asking, where is mom, where is mom, where is mom? And you know, you take her round and down, but again, she came to learn and always asked me, Mom, where did mom go to? So I had to tell her, now mom is no longer with us,
Yes.
mom went to heaven. So we got a lot of support from family, friends. They helped us put everything together. So we lay her to rest around 5th of October. After that, again, there's an assignment waiting for me because the baby is still in hospital.
In the hospital.
And in ICU. Now, I am still battling this news about and trying to come to terms about her death. But still, there's a baby in ICU. Now, I'm just wondering, God, how will I now handle all this? I'm still mourning, and I still have you know, a son in the hospital.
Yeah.
And you know, the doctors will still call.
Mm.
I want to thank my brother-in-law's doctor, Samba, who really worked with us as well. He will check on the baby and you know, still trying to put up the plans. And even as we are doing that, everyone is asking me, and how is the baby? So you have this news about, speaking about the loss of my wife, and again, how is the baby doing?
Yes.
So, and I can't even tell how the baby, because every time they go there and they tell me he will be fine. But the truth is the baby was not fine. He was actually not breathing. He was depending on the machine to breathe.
Yes.
He was incubated for all that period. So we at home, we spent 1 week arranging
Yes.
and everything. Burial happens, then we are supposed to come back to the city. We come back and the first stop is in the hospital. But even on my way, because my brother-in-law had already come earlier, told me the boy is not doing so well. And I think sometimes, you know, the doctor might not tell you the truth.
Yeah.
But I think the boy is not doing so well.
Yeah.
And quickly I tell God, you know, I have no strength to pray. God, you know what I am going through. Just have your way. And sometimes when we have nothing to tell God,
you just say, let your will be done.
Let your will be done. And indeed his will was done. The baby, after just came, I mean, we came on Sunday. On Monday, the baby was extubated.
Oh.
And if there's one thing that I was happy and proud to see the boy coming out of oxygen, it was the most precious thing that God had done for me. Because I kept telling God, don't allow this boy again to go. Because I was just, it was too much for me already. Yes. For my wife, the loss of my wife, and this baby again, if we have lost him, then it will be very sad.
Double tragedy.
It was double tragedy. But God was faithful. God is indeed faithful.
Yeah.
I will now carry him. We started now feeding him milk slowly by slowly, because now he's feeding on naan. Now the process of trying now to be a mother, come a father at the same time. So I will find women there telling me what to do. The nurses were very supportive. Yeah. They will, you know, ask me to go and get these baby bottles and just bring them for feeding. Yeah. And the first day, he just fed so well. You know, the baby he had a neuro issue because he convulsed during the process. So there was a conversion issue. There was congestion in the chest. The lungs were also affected a bit. Yeah. So seeing this baby now breathing well, now feeding, it was a miracle. And indeed, God is a miracle working God. Amen. And then now, 3 days to discharge, the doctor asked that we need now someone to come and help out in, you know, trained, because you can't be the one doing all this. You need someone to help you out. So I thank God for my mom. She came and, you know, in her 60s, she was still sacrificed to come and be with the baby. Wow. And then somehow, the way as we are raised, we were raised the Kenyan way, where you are left to do things, you know, all. And now this is a baby who has just come from so much. Yeah. So I just wanted to, Mom, handle. But I had a lot of faith in her. She came. She was trained about, you know, just a bit of induction about how she'll handle the baby. And the baby was okay. Everything was fine. No convulsions were happening anymore. Breathing was now okay. There were no secretions anymore. And now, after 3 days, the baby was discharged. Now, even before discharge, we just raised money for burial, and quite so much. Then we are here with a bill of about 2.3 to clear million to clear in the hospital. And you know, my insurance only cover about 300 or 400. And I'm just wondering, how will I clear this other amount? But today I want to really thank one gentleman, Ndungu Nyoro. Ndungu Nyoro is a man I never met, but through the, you know, communications from friends, someone sent him my story. And you know, he just called me when I just come from burial. And Ndungu Nyoro asked me if I'm Kelvin, and said, yeah, this is just information. Told me about, I've heard about the story, and you know, would want to help. Wow. And you know, in no minutes, we did communicate. I sent him whatever information I need to send him. And you know, he just mobilized online friends
Yes.
to raise money for the baby.
Oh, thank you, Ndugu.
I appreciate him so much. He came through in a way he couldn't expect. Friends, and I want to appreciate online friends, they did an amazing job. People contributed for the baby's medical fund. We had a pay bill that was running. We did, harambe, and all this money came through. By the time the baby was being discharged on a Saturday, all that money, the online friends raised about 1.6 million.
Wow, thank you guys.
I appreciate them so much. And together with what he had, we put it together, we cleared the hospital bill, and the baby was able to go home. Now, a journey now began. Now, how to start off now with this new baby. Because now I have a baby here, I have the young girl who is still wanting to know where mom is.
And your son.
And my son. And all of them, you know, we are now all of us confused because we don't know where to start from. I'm still, you know, in pain, but I still have to start this off, because then how will I not do it, because then they expect me to also encourage them. So I thank God for the grace and the strength he gave me even to start off. Mom was there, friends were still coming in, you know, sending diapers, you know, helping us, you know, with naan. And so support from my workmates. My workmates did an amazing job. I really appreciate my workmates from where I work.
You had a strong support system.
I had a strong support system. Family was there for me. They will come and even help in taking care of the baby. So the journey has been interesting. The baby has really grown.
Yes. How old is he now? 7?
Now he's 7 months.
Yes.
He actually turned 7 months 21st of last month. And now he's growing very fast. Of course, now still nursing him in other things like physiotherapy. He had a lot of distress when he was born. So the joints and back physio had to happen. Then we were still seeing a neurosurgeon because of the conversions that happened when he was born.
Yes.
Then there was also the bit of taking care, just meditation, seeing him over and over because of secretions. And we also seeing a cardiologist. Because when he was born, apparently he had like a hole in the heart. So this hole has not been closed up because it kept shrinking. But it got to a point where the doctor said it is no longer going to shrink anymore. Yes. It has to be closed up.
So a surgery needs to be done?
So surgery will need to be done. There's something called PDA closure. So it will need to be done. I think they do it through the blood vessel. So they'll have to do that. That is what is ahead of us. You need to do it anytime.
Yes.
Which I know it's another milestone.
Yes.
But I know God will be able to help us because it's a bit costly.
How costly is it?
It's between 600 to 700,000.
600 to 7. Okay, so it's less than $1 million?
It's less than $1 million.
Okay.
So once that is done, the doctor said now it will no longer have infections on the baby, because it will help the baby now to, you know, grow up with no issues at all.
So that's like the biggest struggle right now.
Yeah, that is the challenge that we have at hand. And, you know, basically just normal challenges of obviously now being the father and the mother at the same time. Having to take care of all those things. You know, the boy has been considered, the beauty about is feeding so well. So in a week he can even take about 2 tins of the formula milk. And of course, knowing the mothers know how costly naan is.
A pack goes for 1,700.
Yes.
1,700.
1,700.
Okay.
So I have to keep purchasing that.
How many does he take in a week? I'm only asking because I know sometimes the audience might want to say, I'll provide one for a week. Yes.
So 2 tins in a week of naan, and at least he's flexible. He can use Lipton meal, he can use cow and gate. So he's flexible. And obviously, you know, arising needs of children. Sometimes, you know, you go to hospital, your medical is no longer, I mean, it's depleted. You have to use cash. You have to engage the child because, you know, feeding and all that. There's diapers involved. There is, you know, all those things that come with the family. But I thank God because God has been faithful. We've not lacked.
Amen.
And friends have just been coming through. Someone will just want to say, I want to provide this, I want to provide that, and it's been very helpful.
Yes.
Raising sometimes children, it can be very hard, and that's why we need to appreciate our women. Don't take your wife for granted. I mean, there are people sometimes you'll find they take them for granted. Today I will stand here and tell every man that treasure your wife, because you will only know her worth when she's away or she's not there. But when she's there, sometimes we take advantage. We tend not to take care of them the way they're supposed to.
You degrade her.
You degrade her. You do, all manner of things. But I want to appreciate my wife so much, because today I know the kind of gap that she's left. And filling that gap is not easy. The things that she will do that I could not do right now, I'm finding them very hard, but I have to do them anyway. I have to be a mother to the children. I have to be a father to the children. But all in all, these are lessons which I think we need to learn in life, and so that I can be able to share with others and encourage others that sometimes God gives you a reason to appreciate someone. There are many times I will appreciate, and the things I'm so happy about is that I was with her all the way, even to the very end. And so I always feel that many of the times that we don't really appreciate them to the very end, and sometimes there are many gaps we leave in our families. You would not want to appreciate the fact that she's been taking care as a mother, as a wife. Those are so many roles. Being a mother to the children, being a wife, helping you to achieve your dreams. All these things that women do to us, we need to appreciate them so much.
Good.
So much. You'll only know that she was doing so much when she's not there. But when she's there, you'll always talk to her anyhow.
Yeah.
But you don't know the kind of sacrifices
she's making.
Yeah. And the commitment she makes for her families. Finding food on the table becomes normal.
Yeah. You think it's normal.
You think it's normal.
Yeah.
Having your clothes cleaned. You think
socks
it's normal.
well arranged,
yes. Your socks, the bedroom is nicely done, and all that. You take it as just normal. These are normal things. But I can tell you it's not normal. Because right now I have to do those things myself. The way you will be served and given food. Those services are no longer there. And I have to do these things, by myself. So to appreciate the fact that they do so much, they help us, and they walk with us, and they cover us. They cover us so much. So I had to understand how to do shopping for children.
Yes.
At some point, I went to the supermarket to buy a bottle, and I bought the wrong bottle completely. So when I went to the hospital, I was told, no, this is not the one we want. We want another one. I had to go back.
Yeah.
But I know it was just a phone call away. One thing that that I remember was funny. Every time we were best of friends. So I will find some nice jacket somewhere I want to buy her, and I call her, I tell her, I even tell her there's a surprise I'll get you this evening. So I will not tell her what, I'll just go get a jacket, and I tell the guy selling, I tell him that she looks like this lady who is passing. So it's literally, okay, this one can fit her. And so I buy. When I go home, maybe it might fit her or may not fit her, but I've done my whatever I wanted to do.
Yes.
So I remember this day I went to, just after whatever happened, I went to buy something for her. And in my mind, I know she's still there. So I go, I get this nice jacket and look at it, and like, this can fit her. So I try calling her. So I call her number, and I just call her. Now the thought of her departure just came back, like she's not there. So I turn back the jacket, and I tell that guy, no, it's okay. This was our life. We will be there. She will get me things, There are things I've never bought in my house. There are those things that she'll just buy them, secure. But now I've known how to buy some things for the family. And that's why, those memories to me are really treasured.
Yeah.
It makes me understand that times and seasons are very memorable. You might not treasure those moments because, in quote unquote, they're normal. But when time comes, you will actually realize how important those times were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So before I let you go,
Yeah.
What would be your part in short to our audience, and also where can people find you?
Good. I want to say this. It is important for people to know that in every storm,
Yes.
yeah, or in every problem, there's a solution. And there's always something that you will understand later on.
Yeah.
Right now, I might not have the understanding of what happened.
Yes.
But I can tell everyone who's watching, there's always a way out of something. Anything that happens, it happens for a reason. And you'll always see the end result later on.
Yes.
So right now, you might be in distress, you might be in a lot of problems, challenges of life, but you'll always see the end result, after having gone through that. And even the problems, nothing is permanent. Nothing will be there forever.
Yes.
Everything will come to an end, but you'll actually see the goodness of these things later on, as time goes by. Let them find encouragement in the Lord.
Yes.
And just to tell everyone, we're living in dangerous times, trying times. Honestly, I always tell my wife, till death do us part. I didn't know that death will do us part as early as that, in only 8 years. I knew it was 100 years or even 70 or whatever years that God will have planned for us.
Yeah.
But God gave us such a beautiful time, short but very nice time to stay together. So appreciate that life you are living now. Do the very thing that you need to do. Do good things to others.
Yes.
We have no time to hold things in our heart. We have no time to, carry others in our heart,
Hold grudges.
Yeah, hold grudges. If you have something, you feel there's something that you are burdened with someone, just go and tell them, face them, talk each other, forgive each other. We are living times where we just need to make parts right. Don't hold each other for so long.
Yeah.
If you have something that has troubled you, please have a way of sorting it out.
Yes.
Let our hearts, the Bible says that we need to guard our hearts.
Yeah.
Please guard your hearts.
Yes.
Because you may not have everything.
Yeah.
But the fact that you have joy and happiness, and you can start your day with a lot of joy, and nothing is troubling you, you're not carrying anything in your heart, then everything will fall in place. But every time, even if you have all the things you have in this world, but you're always waking up with a lot of things, a lot of thoughts in your mind, you're carrying so much things in your heart.
Chaos.
Yeah, everything is not just okay. So everything you do, you always feel like, I am burdened. There's so many burdens you are carrying for other people.
Yeah.
Please let them go.
Yes.
Live in harmony with everyone. Let this world be a good time for us, so that we don't feel like we've lost it.
Yes.
I want to quote Miles Monroe. He says that when you leave this world empty. We have so many things to execute. You are a good author. Please write books. You can sing. Please sing. You can preach, please do the preaching. If you can mentor others, do that. Because that is exactly the purpose you have in this world. If you don't do that, then time will come when you will regret why you never did these things. This is a time to do everything.
Yes.
Push to the limits.
Yeah.
Robin Sharma again says this, when you go to your limits expand. So we have no limits at all. Humans can be stretched to whatever capacity. Please don't limit yourself to only this area. Do as much as you can, because we have unlimited potential in this world.
Amazing.
So people can find me. I'm on YouTube. On YouTube, my name is Kelvin Songwa. On Facebook, Kelvin Songwa. On Instagram, Kelvin Songwa Official.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Is there a contact detail, like a number people can reach you on?
Yes. People can reach me on 0726 496 396.
Yeah. Full names on the phone?
Full name is Kelvin Agani.
Okay. On the number?
On the number,
All
yes.
right. Kelvin, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
For sometimes I sit here and my guests sit there, and they even have more courage and strength than me. And you've just reminded me why I do this show. Just to show people sometimes there is hope. I don't understand how someone who has lost something so amazing can be able to encourage others. In another life, another time this should be coming from us, telling you, take heart, you know, you'll make it, but look at you. You are the one looking at us and encouraging us. So thank you so much for coming. Trust you me, no matter what happens, you've touched a part of me, and you've really even given me strength, and you've encouraged me. And I know you've not asked me to do this, but I would want our audience to help you walk the journey with Malik whenever he needs the medical bills, and even when the time for surgery comes. So if that's okay with you, would you like them to donate towards the cost?
Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay? And they can do it through the phone number, or there's a pay bill number?
There's a pay bill number, but I didn't
activate it?
Yes, it's a bit dormant.
Yes.
But they can still use the mobile number.
The mobile number.
Yes.
So I believe you'll have activated the pay bill by the time we are airing this episode.
Yes.
So even when he goes for that surgery, at least we can help you offload some burden. And to all the online people who contributed previously, Dungu, Nyoro, and the amazing people on his platform, we also want to take this moment to say thank you. So much. I don't want to let you go, because I know your sons and daughters daughter will watch this. What would you want them to know?
Okay, let me start from Malik, the young man who cannot meet me to understand or think, but I love him so much. He's a miracle child, and he's a fighter.
Okay.
I love him so much. May God protect him, may God keep him until he could be able to give back to the generation, because he's come to this world as a blessing to me and to many others. To Skylar, she's an amazing girl. I want her to grow to be such a great woman and to be an influencer in the world. I love her so much. Eugene is also a great man. I want him to grow to be a responsible man, a man who will be able to change and help others meet their dreams in future. And together, the whole family plus mom, who's been very supportive. I want to thank them so much. And all the friends, and even Tuko team as well.
And Tuko team. And thank you so much for coming. Wow, what an episode. And I believe you guys have been inspired, and I believe you've been encouraged by today's shows. Not all is lost. Take heart if you've lost a loved one, and remember that people who have lost their loved ones like Kelvin are here telling us to take heart. So the best we can do is push on. And as I said, if you want to help him with the medical bills, and this is not even something he told me while coming on the show, trust you me, he was not even here asking for donations. He just said, I want to come sit and inspire. So if you want to help him with the son's bills, his number is right here, and the full names and the pay bill, which I believe we'll have activated by the time we are airing this, is right here. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Let's hold him where we can. You don't even have to do it financially. How about you drop him a message, words of encouragement, and tell him what you thought after watching this episode. If you want to share your story with me, my email is right here. Feel free to send a well-detailed brief of your story, and I'll go through it. And if it's worth sharing, then trust you me, you will have to come here on the red seat. My name is Lynn Gugi. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.